Nigerians encourage corruption, says University of the Punch newspaper. Alleges Nigerian Governors Forum calls for Okonjo Iweala's resignation.
Page 2 of the Punch newspaper. The Dailies, every day on CORETV News.
Again to Core Digest on CORETV, where we talk about issues in the news. Well, we're still taking a look at the newspapers because we did promise you that we'll take some aspects from our dailies when we return. Right now, Ebon is taking a look at the Vanguard newspaper, is it not?
Yeah, Vanguard newspaper, and the banner headline here says, "Abducted girls, outrage, protest spread." And the writer reads, started in Lagos, spread to Abuja and Kano.
Yes, it's amazing how this thing seems to trickle out. You know, it's a ripple that we don't know where it's going to end. But it's a good one for that matter, because I was saying earlier on that we hope our political antics does not take over.
Come into it.
Yes, this protest, as it were. Because on the front pages of one of the papers, we saw our former Minister of Education, Obi Ezekwesili, and some various women coming together. I did say most NGOs are now donating people to go here and there. People are moving all the way to Kano. Somebody came from Benin to join the protest in Lagos, and variously. We hear another is being organized in Ibadan, Ekiti, and all of that. But all said, this is a very important time for Nigeria with respect to security of these abducted
Let's forget
girls.
who we are.
So
forget where you've come from.
It's every parent's nightmare. We're doing these things should be done in good faith. The protest is not just to ask government to do what is needful. Government knows how to do only one thing. Let's not go there. But the important bit is let us appeal to the consciences of these abductors. Yes, you may say they don't have conscience, but I can tell you what, even them as parents, from what I read in Associated Release, some of these girls may have been sold to marriage.
That's an allegation by one of the parents of the abducted girls, and he said for 2,000 naira.
2,000.
That would be so ridiculous.
Yes, which is just about, from the Associate Press, just about $12. A girl is being sold in marriage. And there is unsubstantiated report as well that 2 of the girls may have died from snake bites while they're being taken through the bushes. So all of this still brings a lot more sadness to what is going on. So in various mosques and various churches, we are praying, and we know God in his mercifulness
will help us bring these girls out.
Yes.
We also have on the rider, Mark leads 21 senators to Jonathan. PDP women want names of abducted girls released. We also have Mayday. Labour leaders lament state of insecurity and poverty in the nation. I
like that indeed, because they don't seem to come up all the time. I am one person with a big grouse with our labor leaders and labor unions. When you expect them to come up with issues, they don't. The level of insecurity in the country is of great concern to everyone. You expect labor unions, labor officials, labor party member leaders to have been in the vanguard of trying to get this thing noticed, get all workers in the country to get up, rise, and come to one accord to do something about the insecurity of the nation. It's not, you should not leave everything to the government, because it is all of us, we the workers. If the government is not finding it or getting it right, even it will trickle down to all of us. So we can do something so that it is not just government.
All right, we'll just take 2 more headlines and we'll be done with papers review for this morning. We have derivation. Southern delegates fight back, say 13% too small. And this last one will bring us to a discuss for today. Electricity. Consumers won't pay after 15 days power cut, says federal government.
Well,
Electricity
like we
has
said,
been an issue.
yes, we will come to that. That's the last bit we're going to discuss. But the issue of derivation, well, the 13%, which is what most states get now, I must say that has been increased for some states, states like Bayelsa, states like Delta, Akwa Ibom, and I believe on those states, there has been an increase in the level of derivation they get from 13%. Some of them do get 17, and some get even more. So a case of 13% across-board derivation, I think government should really look into it and do something much more about that. The issue will continue. Let's not forget, this was what brought Ken Saro-Wiwa into the limelight, talking about the disruption and the dereliction that took place in the Niger Delta before it culminated into his murder, as it were.
And that's it on Papers Review on Core Digest this morning. Now we're going to our first segment of discussion, and we would be talking about why we're still disgruntled. That is PHC and workers. Every one of us, because talking about electricity supply, it has been a major issue in this part of the country. At a point we hear, okay, so megawatt, so megawatt, but is it working for us? And of course, we have a guest in the studio, Sheyi Martins. You want to introduce our guest?
Yes, our guest is the Vice President, National Union of Electricity Employers, Lagos and Ogun Zone, our good friend. He's also a member of the press. Mbang Ntukube.
Shay, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How is it?
Nice to see you.
You didn't add that comrade part.
Comrade.
Yes.
He knows that. For some reason, when we used to comrade each other, maybe I fell out of the comrade thing. But the truth is, I am not very impressed with the way things are going. Because most of our comrades are not talking when they ought to talk, except when it concerns money.
Well, thank you. I'll take you up from there.
Okay, but let's start with that.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I'll say you are right. But if you look at the PSCN scenario, we talk. I talk.
I know.
I talk. And what we are talking today, I'm not going to say anything new. It's the things we have talked and talked and talked. And I am thanking God. Gradually, these things are getting open for Nigerians to know the deceit that is embedded in the whole process.
Okay, let's take the first question here, because the membership of your union, electricity employees, were disengaged on the 31st of October, 2013, from PHCN.
Okay.
And by the 1st of November, you were re-engaged by what the government told us as private investors.
Okay.
But who are your employers?
Well, for now, the employers are the so-called private investors.
What do you mean so-called?
Yes, I will still use that
So-called.
because they are not the investors Nigerians wanted to see. Let me take it from the basis. First, the policy provides that if you privatize, the employees in that sector will work with the core investor or the new buyer for a minimum of 6 months. Then you, the new buyer, will know who and who can fit into your new setup.
Okay.
But that was not done. What was done is the people took over 31st of October. By 1st November, people were disengaged. Even, when they were re-engaging others, even dead people were re-engaged. You can see...
What do you mean dead people were re-engaged?
People who have died, who have left service, their names appeared on the re-engagement list.
Ghost workers?
Yes. I don't call them ghost workers. Listen and get what I'm saying. I'm saying that when they re-engage, even people's former staff who were dead, 1 or 2, 3 names appeared there. That's to tell you the process was not thorough.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
All right.
The people were in a hurry. One, what the policy said, they did not follow it. Secondly, they do not allow those who are in the system to show them what to do. Of course, you know the bandwagon effect. When they took over, it was as if the whole country was shut down. And Labour, for the first time, the electricity union, that's National Union of Electricity Employees, we kept quiet. It was deliberate. Because Nigerians are termed us talkatives. They say we don't want the privatization process to work. We gave them 6 months. You are now the judge. I mean, Nigerians are now the judge. We kept quiet. Now, just yesterday, people are going to be sacked en masse. What they did before was 40%.
Yes.
You throw away 40% of the workforce.
That was on the 31st of November.
2013.
On the 31st of October.
You throw away 40% of the workforce. You don't even know how to go about the job. The first thing you know is to throw out people. It affected the job. I keep telling whoever cares to hear, you can never compare the work culture of electricity workers in Nigeria with that of those in South Africa or somewhere in Canada and so forth. Why? A lot of the processes, they are automated.
And here?
Here, nothing. You are doing everything manual. Tracing a fault from Lagos to where you are, the man will walk on foot. There, you stay in the office, use a machine to trace a fault.
Let me hold you there, because things have not improved from the day you were re-engaged, from the 1st of November 2013 and to yesterday, which culminated the 6 months.
Okay.
Right. Now you are saying 6 months is over, your employers are now ready to disengage again. You call it mass retrenchment. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Within the 6 months, we have not seen an iota of improvement.
You will not see any improvement.
So what were you doing all that while?
Listen to me, sir. People bought the federal assets, the ones you call PACM. Companies bought them. The companies that bought, we have told Nigerians, these people do not have capacity. Electricity business is not Gary business. Why do you not bring companies like General Electric to come here? They bid it. You give your biddings to portfolio investors who do not have the money to run electricity in Nigeria. They go to banks to mop up money. So now these companies do not even have money to buy small kits to do repairs. They are struggling to pay salaries because every kobo, I'm talking of the present discos, every kobo that enters, the banks that granted the facility, we hold on to the money. If you go through the process very well, you know that federal government is still providing facilities for them. These people that came, they have never bought any transformer. They have never done anything. All their interest is to collect money. We kept quiet because if we start the process that electricity workers are known for, Nigerians will cry. They will say we have sabotaged them. We allowed them. Now that Nigerians have seen, we will now come to the round table again to talk to ourselves as Nigerians.
We know that there have been allegations that civil servants, especially those who work in parastatals like PHCN or Secretariat, people have alleged that they just go to office. Some don't even have job specifications. They carry files from one office to the others. To the other, rather. Those are allegations. And here, the investors are saying that, quoting them now, unproductive workers inherited from the defunct power holding company of Nigeria by the successor firm will be thrown out of the system from today, describing those that they're putting away as being unproductive. And you know, there was a protest in on March 31st talking about Ikeja Distributing Company, where some who claimed to have been workers over 30 years didn't even have papers to trace they've been workers. So how do you justify this? The investors are saying they are unproductive, and these people who are clamoring not to be put out don't even have papers to trace their working years.
Well, thank you very much. Those are allegations. Of course, apart from the fact that we were not empowered to give Nigerians electricity, PACN is one of the best organized industries in this country. For somebody to tell you I'm employed for even 2 years and I have no file, that person is telling you a lie. Are you getting me now? So leave them. Again, let me take you to what they call unproductive staff. Everywhere you can get 1 or 2 staffs that are naturally lazy, even here. Are you getting it? But we use our blood to serve you, because there were no we were not provided with the needed equipment. The funding was not there. Government now said we are privatizing so that people who have money will come and fund the sector. Leave staff. Let us talk about funding the sector so that you can get electricity. Are you getting it? Nobody is crying that they sack people. Pay them. Disengage. You have bought the place, but disengage according to the law. You cannot come there and do as if Indians are treating Nigerians in Nigeria. It's a lie. We will resist that. You must follow the law to disengage. You must. In that 6 months contract, there are terms. You must follow the terms. We are not disturbing them. But again, they bought these assets at giveaway prices. They should perform and give Nigerians light. Nigerians should wake up and demand. You may not know, electricity is also a fundamental human right. It's a right. You can demand government to provide it. And that is what we are doing when they say they privatize, because government do not have all the money on earth to run this thing. And the press, including you people here, you supported government that they should sell. Now that they said, we were crying. Their due diligence was not done. No, how do you call it? The valuation is poor. We were talking, we were saying everything. Nobody want to listen. Maybe
the reason why some people supported privatization was because even before privatization, we didn't have constant power supply. So people just want a solution out of the problem of lack of power supply.
You are right.
So now distinguish between when there was no privatization and now that there is privatization. It looks like same.
It's not same. It fell down below pre-privatization era. Of course, you should attest to it now. Before privatization, we were doing a little better. But immediately after privatization, I know that generation fell down drastically. And Nigerians were crying all over the country. Gradually it's picking up again. But what we should concern ourselves now is, one, the investors should invest. They say they will invest. Power investment is not something you put in money today and want to take back the money tomorrow. It's something you put in money, the gestation period is long, and when you start reaping, you continue to reap. They should invest. They are not investing anything there.
Mbang,
Sir.
There is an issue here where those of you who were re-engaged and whose employment contract ended yesterday, and these people said some of you have been not the best at work because every Nigerian know that power to the nation had drastically reduced privatization.
Pre or post?
Or post-privatization.
Good.
These things have happened and we haven't seen any benefit. Would it have been conceived that it is part of your ploy to sabotage what the nation is experiencing now?
Well, thank you. See, I hate to hear that word.
Indeed not. I'm not saying, I'm not for them, I'm not against them. I'm trying to find out. Because you said earlier on that we decided not to say anything. You were just doing your work to see how the nation, Nigerians, should perceive what is going on since these people have taken over. See us. Now, 6 months don't come. What next?
Now let me explain. See, the business of electricity is very, very expensive.
We appreciate that.
Take, for instance, the type of lines we have here. You'll be at Ikeja, the lines come to this your office. In the night there's a thunderstorm, bam, one line is out, possibly badly damaged. If you want to get those people back, you need to buy a cable immediately. You need first to trace and know where you are having the fault. It requires money. You need to physically bring that part or that material that has gone bad to come and repair. Now the people that came,
you mean the new buyers?
Yes, what they are doing, they do private sector work. You know, you in private sector, you say you are cost effective. Even when people are dying, you are cost effective. Wire of 10,000, you want an MD who is in America to give approval before you buy. So that timely intervention, you
is no longer there.
I'm just giving you.
No, that's one. That's one.
That cut across all the phases of the job. That was one reason that dragged the job. The second, that dropped services. The second reason was that of gas availability. Are you getting me, sir? Gas availability. Before then, they were telling you gas pipeline was vandalized. This one broke. Is it the electricity workers that will go and vandalize gas pipeline? No, we can't do that. Gas wahala. We expected the new investors to have come into gas issues, settle it before they even take off.
Because we were supposed to buy anyway. It's not for free.
They should be buying gas to power their plants, sell it back to Nigerians. Nigerians will pay them to pay those who are buying gas. They are buying gas from. So there was gas problem.
They weren't paying enough or they weren't getting gas?
That I don't know. They were not getting.
You are the people working with it.
They claim they were not getting gas. Are you getting it? So the available capacity in terms of generation could not be fully utilized. That was another reason. So are you getting it? The insinuation or thinking of sabotage from the staff is not there. Within the 6 months, if you look at the workers, they were working like slaves. How? An office that before privatization has 10 staff, because you have thrown away 4, 6 people will be doing the job of 10 people. Are you getting me? Of course, that will be very, very difficult. People were working till 10 in the night, especially those who are desperate to be retained. I have said something here. You can't bring staffing policy of South Africa in Nigeria when you don't even have the equipment to do the job. There, part of the job is done by machines. A lot of the job is automated. Here, you do all your job manually.
Okay.
We know so much about electricity because the ordinary man on the streets knows he or she doesn't have light. But let's talk about you. The work has been put to stay. You were talking about the terms and conditions for which these workers should be put away. You're not fighting that they're being put away, but how do you expect them to be paid? We're talking about severance package. What are they being denied? How are they to be put away?
Okay. Before now, we were engaging government that they should pay everybody off so that we enter into new terms with the new buyers. Are you getting it? I've worked for you for 10, 15 years and you say you are selling your assets to another person. Okay, pay me for what I've worked for. If the other man wants my job, we discuss or negotiate new terms. That was where we are coming from. But as I talk to you, we are still having problems with this settlement from the federal government. It's not as if they've not budgeted money, but you know our processes in the country. We have one pocket of problems here and there. Secondly, just like you say in March, some people protested at Ikeja. It's not as if they were not having records. It is this matter of putting people, casualizing people in the name of contract staffing. The law do not permit casualization beyond 6 months. So if you have allowed somebody to work for you
for 2 years,
for more than a year, every labor right, every every existing terms of condition for permanent staff is applicable to that person.
True.
So those people that were protesting are people who were casualized, and some of them have been in the system for 18, 20 years. They are asking for their benefits. They have taken up the case with government. I think they will look into it because it is their right.
We accept that. We accept that. But the issue of somebody buys a business, you take the assets as well as the liabilities.
Yeah.
So why are you putting the liabilities back to the former owner? To say it is the former owner that should first pay you off, then you go and sign a new contract with the new buyer. The man has bought assets of PHCN as well as its liabilities. Let him discuss those liabilities with you. Why would you not accept that?
Well, I have said something here. See,
very quickly, sir, because we're running
the arrangement of these buyers, these investors in quote, is a different thing. What you are saying is what should happen in a real situation. Even now, money to power the plants they have bought, I say they are finding it difficult. If we carry all these liabilities on them, they won't be able to pay. First, they will tell you, no, I did not create them. So we have brilliantly taken the liabilities to the former owners and they are handling them, including creditors' liabilities, not only staff.
Okay.
A company called Limco was incorporated to handle PSCN other liabilities. These people are coming. Those are all the designs for them to come and start on a clean slate to give Nigerians light. So it is the responsibility of Nigerians to ask these companies to provide them electricity. They bought to improve the system. We should support them to improve the system. The only way we will talk is when they begin to treat us, the workers there, as slaves in their own country. It's
you
not
said
acceptable.
The government is taking it up to make sure that these workers are being attended to because you've placed your cause or what you want, your demands before the federal government. Now, you've also alleged that these people would not improve the power sector. Shortly, what's your opinion about what Nigerians can do? Are we going back to PHCN? Or how do we work this out? Since you've said it will not work, You're so negative about it. It won't work.
No, I'm not very negative about it. I placed a proviso here. I told you, power business is expensive. If you are going there, you should have the money to fund power business.
Now these people don't have money. What do we do?
They should look for money. They bought to improve. Nigerians will compel them to look for money. They say they have the money. They are telling you they are investors. They did not tell us they are politicians. They told us they are investors. They told you Nigerians. And you are telling us that they have done due diligence. Now they are saying they did not know the problem that are in the power sector. Why did they not ask to know the problems? We will compel them to look for money to fix the power sector.
How do we do that?
Good.
Quickly.
We begin to talk.
We talk.
We begin to demonstrate. We begin to demand electricity. We begin to tell the world that we know how they can generate electricity. So you pull them, they wake up. Don't give them comfort zone. Don't allow them. What they now do is just money, 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 money collection. They will bill you for darkness. They will collect maintenance. They will collect this. They will collect that. Ordinary metering. How God? God will say what?
The minister says, minister, before you go away, this is very important. The minister says if we don't have electricity for 15 days, we don't pay that 750 charge.
Wait.
Very quickly.
Leave government. By the time you grow into government, you know what we call government magic. I was in the TVC sometimes last year when they told us that prepayment meters are going to be very free. Have you gotten anyone free?
Is it not you people?
It's not we. I mean, I use my salary to buy meters for you. See, let me put
very
this.
Quickly.
Let me put this. See, the people who are called the investors, I call them principalities in power. Let the principalities in power go and give us power. They should give us electricity.
We want to say a big thank you to you, Mbang, Comrade Mbang Chukube, for coming to our studios. And this issue of electricity will not go away because Nigerians are not just disgruntled. It's not only you people are disgruntled. We know we haven't gotten it right yet, but looking forward, we have hope.
Yeah,
we live by hope, and we will wait and expect that it will get better.
Yeah.
Indeed. Wouldn't you say so?
Thank you very much. You see, the first step to privatize is to improve if the privatization process is thorough.
Indeed. Thank you very much. We'll call you again next time. And very shortly, we'll take our break here and we wait for the news on the hour, after which Core Digest will continue. And our issue in the next segment is that very touchy issue for every parent. And what we are talking about is those abducted daughters of ours. Don't go away. Stay to watch. CORETV News, expanding your view.